What's up, guys? Paul with Livernois Motorsports. We're in a little different location today. Welcome to the shop. We want to talk to you guys about our STs, particularly our world record holding 2025 ST. You guys can take a crack at this record too. Packages are available on our website, and we're going to give you a rundown just now on what all is done to this vehicle and how you can take a crack at that record, because it's super simple. Log onto our website, put in your vehicle information, whatever year ST it is, Ford Explorer, boom, we're gonna come up with all the packages and all the parts that we have available. A lot of the stuff is installed on this thing here, so let's talk about that. First and foremost, we've got a Livernois E32 on it. We've got a Livernois intercooler. We've got a Livernois diff brace. We've got a Livernois exhaust. We pair that with an S&B cold air intake and a set of colder spark plugs to maximize the efficiency on this motor. Again, this thing is the world record holder, 1149 at 117. That is easily doable. We've replicated a few times, both on Mickey Thompson tires and on the street tires. Those Mickey Thompsons ended up being pretty good, but we cut similar 60-foots on the stock tires, so I'm not sure how much of a difference that it made, especially considering the Mickey was actually a half-pound heavier per corner than the stock application stuff. So hopefully we'll get this thing back out to the track on the stock tires here soon and reset that record on the stock rubbers. But for now, let's talk for a minute about these mods. And the first step is one of the most important mods that you can do, and that's our intercooler. Cut to, we're in the engine room. This is a lot closer to my shipping department where I had to get that intercooler from. So we're here now. We'll go back over to the vehicle in a little bit, but I wanted to talk to you guys about this intercooler. There is some debate. There is no debate that this is one of the most important mods you're gonna do for your ST, but what that debate is over is, does this add power? And the answer is kind of. Let me break that down for you. When we're tuning these things, one of the parameters that we're dealing with is timing. You know, when your vehicle is targeting a certain timing range, this comes into play hugely. We're talking just seconds into pulls, vehicles tend to start pulling timing out, which is reducing the power level that your tune is producing. When you have one of these in, your vehicle's sensing a lot lower temperatures and will add timing accordingly. So does this add power? Yeah, it kind of does, and it really makes a huge difference for the performance in your ST and what kind of times you're going to get out of it and what kind of stuff you're going to be able to do, even just daily driving. So don't skip on this one, because we got one of the best prices on the market. Keep in mind, for the 25s, we do have to make some modifications to be able to use these intercoolers on those 25s. Namely, you need to replace the charge pipes, both the hot and the cold side, with either standard OEM 20 to 24 model pipes, or you have to get an aftermarket hot and cold side charge piping kit, which there's a few companies out there that make them, and they're readily available. So don't hesitate to call and ask about it, because we can put together a package for you over the phone really quickly. But follow me out to the vehicle to check out the next mod, and we'll keep going on this list. All right, we're back out to the shop, and I've brought you to the rear end of the vehicle to talk about two things. First and foremost, to all the haters that say we pulled weight out of this thing, take a look. Full seats, full interior, nothing else I'm gonna say about that. We did this full weight without a jockey driving. You know, look at me, I'm a pretty big dude. So if you wanna get a 140-pound guy, we could probably shave another couple of tenths off of that thing. But realistically, we're back here to talk about the diff brace. This is another one of the most important mods that you can do. Coming from somebody who has broken a couple of these bolts during the early days before we understood how to control that flexation in the rear end, don't be like me, don't get left stranded. These things are known for having issues breaking bolts holding up your rear differential. Now, in the 2025s, as far as I know, these only came with one bolt setups. Some of the earlier models in 2020 and I think some 2021 had two bolts holding them up, and those seem to have held up a lot better, but still need some of this extra support. And this Livernois diff brace is made out of billet aluminum with the highest quality machining and highest quality material you can get on the market. So don't skip on this one, guys. Don't be like me. Keep your rear end in one place. Let's go talk about the next mod. All right, guys, we're back around to the front of the car here. A couple more mods to show you, just because I want to worry about time a little bit. We're going to wrap up two into one. And two of the most important things, I keep saying that because they're all super important, are these little guys right here, your spark plugs. We offer a one-step colder spark plug to go in these things, just because, you know, when they're engineering these things from the factory, they want the hottest plug possible for a multitude of different reasons. But when we start adding power, boost, timing to these things, we want to make sure that your spark plugs last as long as they can and your tune is as most efficient as it can possibly be. On 93, we put this thing on the dyno on the stock plugs. We were able to squeak out about 450 horsepower, but once we changed the plugs, put a set of these bad boys in, we got it up to about 475 on just the 93 tune. So you're leaving horsepower on the table and some reliability on the table without replacing these little guys. But that brings me into my next point, S&B. More controversy for you guys. I think a couple of our competitors here will tell you that these don't do anything except for add induction noise, which they do add some induction noise, which is pretty cool. I like that. Everybody likes that. But at the same time, our data shows that these absolutely do add power on these things. I've got dyno numbers to back it up, so please don't miss out on these. We prefer the S&B just because of the closed box setup, but it's really up to you guys. There are some great options on the market. Just keep this one in mind. We got them in stock in both oil and dried. So let's get on though to the last portion of this video. Thank you guys for bearing with me, but come on along. All right guys, last segment of the video here, which brings us to our exhaust. Now, amongst everything said, all I can say is this is definitely lighter than your stock system. I've never measured it myself or weighed it myself, but I can tell you I've held both of them myself, and this system's definitely lighter. So whether it adds horsepower or not, I don't know if we have anything on the dyno. I think we do, and I have to run that back, and maybe I can throw it up on the screen if we do. But this thing's a great idea to throw on there. Just because of the carbon fiber tips, looks awesome. It's actually made of T304 stainless, 2.5-inch system, and connects into your flex pipes. So this is a great addition to have. But realistically, I've already got an entire other video on that. So I'll put the link in the description with a bunch of B-roll, a bunch of cool shots of it, and we can talk more about it and you can hear some clips. But let's talk for a second about what everybody came here for, and that is the Livernois tune. I've said it a few times in this video, this is the most important piece, this is a really important piece, but when it all comes down to it, the really most important thing you're gonna do to your car when it comes to modifying these STs is your tune. There's some great options out there, but if you want to consider us, I would consider that a great option because it is about half the cost of some of our other competitors, maybe not quite half, but significantly less expensive. And that's for a good reason because we manufacture our own device here. We don't have to pay licensing or pay for the actual units. When you guys order tuners from us, we manufacture them ourselves, we design them ourselves, so we can pass that savings along to you and you don't have to waste money on Cobb or HP or another device that isn't ours. You can pay $700, get yourself a tune, but don't forget to get the rest of these extra mods, especially if you want to take that crack at the world record, just like this bad boy has. So stay tuned. Go check out my Instagram and my YouTube at PJester. Check us out at Livernois Motorsports.com or give us a call at the store and we can get your ride hooked up just like ours.